Hello. So this is going to be kind of a interesting little video. Um, Ironically, sorry about the mic. Um, so yeah, we're getting close to wrapping up 2024, going into 2025, and we're all going to be working on creating new resolutions, new goals, and have new hopes and dreams for the upcoming year. And I hope that we can go into the upcoming year on pretty good foothold. And sometimes to move on and grow, um, I have to kind of let go of some things holding us back, or really focus on like forgiveness. Uh, so that's kind of what I want to emphasize uh, here on this video is topic of forgiveness. Um, so forgiveness is interesting. Um, it's a process releasing resentment, anger, bitterness towards someone who's wronged us, essentially. Whether that be, your mom, dad, brother, best friend, stranger, yourself. That's right. You can forgive yourself too. Um, that's a powerful thing that we have the ability to do. Is forgive ourselves and forgive others. Um, Now, it, that doesn't mean that you have to necessarily reconcile or return to like a toxic uh, relationship or situation that you may have been in before. Um, but it does give you the power to let go and move on and not hold on to um, all the bad. No, it also doesn't mean that you know you forget. It just means that forgive, right? With forgiveness, it's kind of interesting. Um, it's funny because sometimes, as easy as it might be to forgive a stranger, sometimes it's hardest to forgive the ones that we love. So don't forget to forgive those close to you. No, you don't want to hold on to resentment or anger, those that you know you love the most either. And of course, there's also that little part of you that you have to love yourself and to love others, and it's very important that you take care of that loving part of you. Um, you know, and it's very important that you do that, and you try and love others and try to the best that you can. Um, which is very hard times, especially whenever you know you hate yourself or you feel very bitter towards yourself, I should say. Um, you know, um, no, for me, I've been going to therapy for many, many years now, and it's given me a lot of valuable tools. And forgiving myself and forgiving others, it's always sort of a challenge for me. Um, Maybe not forgiving others so much as forgiving myself, or even figuring out how to love myself. You know, it wasn't until like earlier this year that I began to love myself. and then I easily started to begin to hate myself again. Um, and I haven't been really taking very good care of the part of me I'm supposed to love myself and effectively love others with, you know? So, I encourage you to um, kind of try and find a way for you to be a little introspective and to maybe find that little part of you and cherish it and try to nurture it. Sometimes it takes a long time for seeds to grow. Um, Eventually, they will if you nurture and you take gentle care of it. Um, so take care of that little part of you. It's responsible for loving yourself and loving others. And forgiveness is a big part of that. So don't forget to not only forgive others, but to also forgive yourself. Um, you know, that's that's a huge thing. It's right there. Um, Good thing about therapy is, it gives you a lot of tools to help you cope with mental health issues or um, have self-awareness. I don't know, have you ever felt like really depressed or really like just sad about yourself? Really sad feelings? It's pretty easy to kind of get caught up and have those, but at the end of the day, don't forget to look after yourself. No, feeling sad, feelings are valid and they're there for you to have and to explore. Um, but yeah, so uh, it's kind of interesting um with forgiveness. Um, you know, you can forgive someone without them even having to ask you, or I think in my opinion, it's best to try and forgive someone, um, no matter what, even if you tell them or not. It's just best to have a lot of forgiveness. Um, and I think a lot of people kind of forget that forgiveness isn't just about the other person. It's a lot about you too. And for me, I would much rather forgive someone than to continue holding on to terrible feelings about someone. So, yeah. Um, that also goes towards like a lot of people like get wrapped up into too much judgmental um judgmental thought processes and stuff. Um, you know, makes it challenging sometimes to like nourish that little part of you sometimes when you have someone that you have forgiven, but the other person hasn't forgiven you, or they just don't know how to forgive. And encourage all of you to explore um, what it means to forgive and to forgive yourselves and to love yourselves. And if you're having a little bit of curiosity on the topic of forgiveness, no, I encourage you to just Google prompt, the way that Mr. Rogers talks about it. Brilliant guy, and he just has a great way of explaining things. And it's very important that take the time to learn about these tools that you can have for yourself. Um, you know, so but maybe you can also use them to help someone else out too. Like if someone is struggling with forgiving someone else, you can do that as well. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I tend to kind of feel sorry about. I feel sorry about a lot of things, and you know, that's also another thing is there's a lot of things that I think you're allowed to have, like with the exception of like therapists or something, but like that. But it's okay to have things that you work through and you kind of keep to yourself. It's okay to have a little bit of a private life. No, not everything has to be completely open. There are just some things like, for instance, medical conditions. You know, social security numbers. There's just things that you should keep to yourself. You know, and I think that sometimes mistakes, and if you're trying to work on them, um, challenges or things that you're going through, it's okay to like, work on them with a therapist. You don't have to like share that information out in public. It's like, I don't know, I wouldn't go around telling everyone that like I'm being treated for a hemorrhoid and go into detail about my hemorrhoid or or whatever. So I think it's like it's okay to work through things sometimes. So I guess with that being said, there's a lot of people that oh, want to ask forgiveness to. Um, a lot of people don't forgive me for their own very personal reasons that maybe they need to um, work on themselves and nourishing their loving parts of them. It's a lot of people that I want to ask forgiveness to, simply on the basis that someone else has hurt them, and they feel like I have hurt them, which is, you know, pretty sad. I don't like to see it when I hurt people, and I don't like to see it when other people hurt people. And I don't like it when people hurt people and make me out to be the person that hurts my friend, you know? It's pretty challenging to deal with that kind of stuff. But yeah, yeah, definitely, throughout this year, um, I have to ask for a lot of forgiveness from a lot of people. Um, just trying to do the best that I can, what I have, and the tools and mechanisms that I have to be able to function and cope. Um, and I'm very sorry. Um, and I'll have more on that at the end of this video. You know, it's easy to try to focus on justifying things and trying to come up with logical explanations or to just even give excuses. You know, um, we get caught up in that, especially whenever we're thinking about things like mistakes or trying to ask for forgiveness or trying to forgive someone else, reasoning behind it. Um, I make my fair share of mistakes. It's like anyone else does. Sometimes I don't know why I do those things, you know? But I'm one of those people that love to do good and try to do everything on like with good reasoning or with a good heart and um definitely don't try to go out of my way to hurt anybody. Um, you know, that's the last thing I want really is to hurt anybody. But let's see, life has taught me that sometimes it's just like I have no other choice. It puts you in a corner, a checkmate, check, and sometimes it just puts you in positions where you have to choose what you think is right, even though someone's getting hurt. Like I chose for years to uh, be out of state, um, because I thought it was the right thing to do and to help take care of somebody and some people. And, you know, ultimately I was trying to do the best thing. And of course, that best thing was not the best thing for me. And, that's where it's just like, even with the best intents, sometimes I don't always do right by somebody, even if that somebody is you. And this year I did try to do right by me. Um, and I'm sad that I can't do right by everyone. And it sucks that like life kind of puts us in these weird places where we have to choose. Um, Earlier this year I was losing my house due to some things, and ultimately I ended up getting put in a position to sell it, and it was basically like the choice of moving back to my home state or pretty much being homeless. Um, and there's like I guess some of that justification, and it's hard not to justify things, but it's weird that a lot of times people would make assumptions and they just definitely don't have all the information. And that's not necessarily what this video is about, but it's like sometimes people are just quick not to look at it from another perspective. Um, you know, it wasn't an easy choice to move per se, but it was still good. Um, Essentially, and it was also based on the fact that I was dealing so much with mental health stuff. Um, Earlier this year, somebody effectively um caused me to lose my job. And, I forgive them for that. And as you can see, I'm not trying to name names or anything like that. Um, it's just things. I lost my job. Um, the same person played a role in losing my house as well. Same person, it's a person that I ask a lot of forgiveness of, you know? Like, I hope that you'll forgive me for trying to do things, um, maybe not the way that you want to see it, but the way things that, I have to things as. Um, and we can't talk directly or anything like that. Um, and I think it would be best to just move on, the best that we can, but, um, between you and everyone else, I ask, you know, for forgiveness. I also forgive you guys for what you've done. Um, and that's not the way that I want to carry myself, is holding on to that. And I've forgiven a lot of you guys about a lot of things over the years. And I would love some forgiveness in return. But just to let you know, I am sorry about a bunch of stuff. You know, um, you guys have hurt me really badly. Whether that brings you comfort or joy knowing that tell that you guys find a lot of joy and a lot of entertainment out of hurting me, pretty much any way you can. And, you know, that's not healthy. I hope you'll realize that. That is actually very mean and not a very good thing. And, it's just, it's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Um, and there was like a lot of good friendships and people and stuff. And I don't understand why. Oh, to be people and, you know, essentially, like, it was essentially evil, It was essentially evil what happened. But I do forgive you guys, even though I'm still hurting like a lot. Not from pain or fear or anger or resentment, but because I am hurting and I am very emotionally hurt, for so many different reasons. Loss of friends, loss of family, um, you know, loss of connection, loss of self-esteem, loss of happiness and viability and loss of business relationships, and well, you guys all really hurt me, and I would really hope that you guys would forgive yourselves, also forgive me as well. And there's a lot of things I could explain to you, but it's just even like years ago, um, it's like I went through loss of friends when I was essentially um, uh, sexually assaulted um, by somebody, and you know this is my perspective and my feelings on it, and well, they want to lie or if they don't want to own up to what happened, that's on them. Um, and that just causes a lot of hurt and confusion. Um, that essentially puts blame and stuff on me. Um, I'm the one that ultimately gets hurt out of all of that. I was hurt in the situation and I was hurt about the situation. Um, you know, um, I think it's okay to love someone and crush on them stuff, but it's not okay to push boundaries and you know stuff like that. It's just push physical, emotional, personal, all all those values, all those things. It's not okay. But I do forgive you, and I hope that you've learned something, maybe a little bit about boundaries and trying to understand how your actions and things that you say and um, do affect other people. Um, you know, I'm also sorry what it did to you. So, you know, life reflections, things, kind of interesting. My buddy, former buddy up in Wisconsin, know who you are. You I forgive you. Um, and I have for a long time. Um, and it's just I'm saying sorry to you as well, my buddy in Arizona. Um, you know, sorry to you that things just kind of didn't work out. You know, um, you know, But no, I hope that you'll come to forgive me. Also come to kind of understand and see things from actually a little bit of a different perspective. Or perhaps the reality of things. So you knew that friends for years and things were fine. I didn't like exactly appreciate things going on between you and your ex, and it's also like times that we defended people because we felt like it would be safer for them, stuff, and all of those instances, good and well, conflict with, you know, with feelings that you may have now. And I do want to say that I do miss you, and I loved having you as a friend, and I hope that someday you'll kind of find it in your heart to kind of forgive me. It's a whole complicated sort of situation. And I'll let you guys. Yep. Maker, creator out in Arizona, or that pulled into all of this stuff. New York. But said that I was able to help you out. So sorry for stress between everything. But ultimately glad that I was able to help you out. And sorry to you. I have a bad habit of letting myself get hurt or not really defending myself or speaking up properly like I should. Um, should have done that really. Um, probably should have. Is now damage done. But yeah, I'm sorry to myself for not doing that. But I think I made a semi-correct, okay choice. Um, so I got a lawyer, and I would encourage you to, one of y'all particularly, to like on how you can apologize to your lawyer for essentially lying to them. And it's also part of the things that I hope that you'll come and own up to and realize that you deserve a lot of forgiveness for that afflictions that you've caused me. Um, I forgive them for being just like a lawyer. I forgive a lot of people for having mistake a bad point of view on me, about me, and I forgive all of them, um, because I feel like nobody really knows who I am, like what I'm trying to do, the good that I'm trying to do. No one really understands that, like, not trying to hurt anybody, not trying to do anything bad. Just want to live my life and be happy, you know, and do things and inspire people and perhaps inspire some folks here to think about forgiveness, Um, and I've kind of ranted on about everything going on here, but it's just, you know, I just feel like nobody really knows who I am because so many of you guys have caused so much confusion. And I'm sorry that there's breakups, and I'm sorry that there's just things, just, breakups or possible potential relationships being built and they don't work out, or I decline someone, or I don't want to be with someone, and or things, so whether it be, it's just, and then through hate, you guys decide to just spread some of that, and now it's just like nothing feels right because of it anymore. You know, I went up north. We had such a good time out of town, and all of that, none of that was, all of that was good. All of that was all good. There's nothing like wrong going on there or anything, and there was just so much good. That's like friendships, all the laughs, all the times playing games. It's all, it was all good, you know? It's, and it's kind of confusing to me that, you know, enjoying having a good time, like playing video games and genuinely laughing and smiling and caring and buying gifts and sending gifts and doing, just enjoying and being happy and just doing things together, because we want to, is at the end of the day, quote unquote, using someone for happiness. That is essentially saying that anyone who is friends with anybody else is just using them for happiness. And I just don't understand why friends can't just have fun like friends do. why is it why does even the simplest thing, well, and the most complicated, but it just, I forgive you for that, all of that, it's just, it's crazy. I don't understand why, like, are friends not supposed to enjoy each other's company? Are friends not supposed to have fun? Friends not supposed to do things? Like, like not, inappropriate things, but, they're not allowed to just hang out and have fun without it being quote unquote all being used. Like, crazy. Yeah, throw out all the silly little things, you know. I ask, that you forgive me for the way that I made you feel on certain things, such as those at the end of the day. Um, I can't like be all inclusive in this video, but it's just these are some of the things that just thinking about, but there's a bajillion things, and you know, trying to definitely utilize this as as an opportunity to just say I'm sorry. And maybe this will, you know, get you to think about some things and maybe forgive yourselves and come out with maybe a little bit of a different point of view. But at the very least, I forgive all of you, and you know, I hope I'll get the same. And even if we never talk again, etc. I just hope that's my stance on things, and that's why I haven't went out of my way to harass or bug or stalk or complicate or bully or call names or anyone of that nature. Besides maybe calling someone a peanut head, but sorry about that. But in general, I haven't went out of my way to really do anything of that nature. Um, and no, forgive you guys. You know, that's on me. If you guys aren't going to um, if you guys aren't going out of town or anything for Christmas, I hope it's all cozy. And if you are going out of town, that you guys are safe. And even with all the hurt and the pain over the years, do you still care? Do have an amount of love for all of you. Um, no, spent a lot of time here, kind of reflecting and talking about really personal things. And like a higher level overview, and saying I'm sorry to some people and about some things. Asking for forgiveness, kind of talked about forgiveness. Just letting some people know I do forgive them. Um, I'm sure that I'd be laughed at, scalded, harassed, or you know, remotely mentioning forgiveness. But it's about growth and trying to do what's right still. And doing the right thing. I think the right thing is to just let you guys know that I am sorry, and to let just people know that I do forgive them. You know? So, anyways, um, I hope I won't be harassed and bullied and scolded for saying I'm sorry, basically. But no, that doesn't say anything really about me. Um, no, um, So I guess go for it. I've already been hurt enough. Um, but I'm gonna continue to try to take care of that little part of me that loves myself and loves my neighbor. So loves you guys, you know. So, anyways, Merry Christmas. I hope next year's a good year for y'all. And my Wisconsin person, I hope your streaming goes well and you know you make it, you do well, and you know other people, you know, I wish all of y'all the best and you know lots of presents. I hope you have many Christmas cards to put on the tree, and for the most part, I've always wished y'all the best. Um, you know, still human too. I struggle with my emotions and things, but ultimately, I've always just wished y'all the best. So here's to wishing you guys the best again. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's.